What's going on YouTube? It's Winstonee back this week with a brand new video for you guys. I've been away for a while. I've been giving my channel, my website, everything, a whole new makeover. I got a new logo and new website and everything. Today I want to talk to you guys about what you guys have been leaving in the comments, mostly, which is about your barbers messing your hairlines up and how to fix them. So I want to give a few tips about how to fix your hairlines. When a barber messes your hairline up, it's it's not an easy fix. It's something that it's gonna take a while. I mean, the only thing you can really do is just wait around until your hair grows. But I'm gonna give you guys a few tips about how to try at least to prevent that from happening, and then what you should do when it actually does happen. Tip number one is to get the right barber. Okay, if you go to a barber and he messes up your hairline, don't go back to that barber, because more than likely he's gonna do the same thing again. So do not go to the same barber. If he messes your hair up, go to a different barber. One thing you want to look for when you're looking for a barber is a barber who has a lot of experience, at least 4+ years experience. You want a barber who has cut so long that nothing surprises him. Every hairline is different, so you want a barber that is experienced with all different types of hairlines, no matter who gets in his chair. The only way you really know that, or really can tell that from a barber, is mainly from his years of experience. So make sure you get a good barber with good experience. Tip number two is don't be afraid to let your barber know what you want. If I go into a barber shop and I sit down and I'll tell the barber, oh, I want this done, and then that's it. Don't feel intimidated when you're in the chair. Don't be afraid to go into detail about what exactly it is you want your hair and how to cut it. Like, say if you want like a high top fade or anything like that, if you don't want him to cut anything off of the top, let him know, like, look, I don't want you to cut anything off of the top. I don't want you to trim it. I don't want you to do anything with it. Just leave it alone. And then if you feel like you feel the razors, or you feel his blade going up there, just be like, whoa, don't be afraid to stop him, because in the end, if you just kind of let him do what he wants, then you're going to be upset, and then you have to wait months for your hair to grow back. So you don't want that. Tip number three is when the barber gives you the mirror, make sure that you really look at it. Because I know, like, for me also, like, when I get the mirror, I'll just be like, all right, it's good, and then I'll just give it back to him. No, but really look at your hair. Make sure that there's nothing that you want him to change. I know when you get home, and everyone does this, like, you look at the mirror. It's like you look at the mirror, you're like, all right, okay, good. And then when you get home, then that's when you really examine your hair and be like, dang, he should have did this and did that. To avoid all of that, just look at your hair when he gives you the mirror, and then really examine it. And, just let him know, like, look, okay, I just want this and this. That would at least, attempt to avoid a haircut that you might not like. But if you do happen to come across a barber and he does mess your hairline up, one of the only things you could do to really grow your hairline back is you have to actually wait for the hair to grow back. Like, this can take anywhere from 1.5 to 2 months for your hairline to fully grow back, which means you can't go and get a haircut every week, every 2 weeks. Like, no, you're gonna have to probably go without a haircut for about 1.5 or 2 months. You might go through that ugly stage, but your hair is growing back, like your hairline is growing back. So that way when you go to a new barber, like, he knows exactly where to cut. If you get your haircut cut every week or every 2 weeks, when the barber goes to give you a lineup, he's just gonna line up your hair on how it was that your previous barber lined up. So all he's doing is just keeping the hairline the same way. There's not enough hair there to make your hairline go back to where it was. If you have a hairline that's sensitive, or you have a hairline that's complicated and it's going to be a little bit more difficult to line up, make sure you tell that to your barber. Make sure you tell your barber, hey, there's a little bit of baby hair right here, but that's a part of my hairline, so don't cut this baby hair off. Make sure you keep this in there. A lot of the times the barbers are going to try to cut baby hair out if it's just a little fuzz of hair, and it's going to bring back your line. So make sure you tell them, like, no, leave that baby hair there. Just try to make it, just make it look lined up, but don't cut it all the way off. If your original hairline, doesn't always reach or connect together, make sure you tell your barber, like, look, my hairline doesn't connect all the way together, but don't push it back to make it connect. I'd rather it not connect than you push my hairline back and have it connect. Or, if there's anything else wrong with your hairline, to where you think like a barber might be like, all right, no, this is not it, let me push it back. Let him know beforehand, like, look, I know this is this way, I know this goes like this, but just leave it alone and just cut along the sides and just line that up with it, and don't just completely take it off. Brushing your hairline helps because it does kind of give that area a little spark, so it will kind of grow a little faster. So if you're always brushing it, like, it will kind of pick up in growth. If you're trying to grow your hair out on the top, Like if you're trying to grow this out, make sure you don't tell your barber to trim it. You never want to trim your hair because they're always going to try to trim it to where everything is even, and that's going to cut a lot of hair off. So never trim your hair. Always tell them to leave it on the top if you're trying to grow the top. Only if you're trying to grow it. If not, you can tell them to trim it. This might be a process, but at the end of the day, it'll all pay off when you find that right barber, and then you're just like, okay, I'm good. I found a barber and he knows what he's doing. You might have to go through 3 or 4 bad barbers before you find the right one. The most important thing is to find that right barber, and don't go back to a barber that messed you up before, because more than likely he's gonna mess you up again. Yeah guys, so those are my tips for how to grow your hairline and how to avoid getting your hairline cut off, and how to grow it back if it does get cut off. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video. I know a lot of you have been in my comments because your barbers have messed your hair up, whether it be your hairline or your haircut or anything like that. If you guys have any questions, of course, email me at askwinstone@gmail.com. Follow me on all my social media sites, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Go to my website now. I just redid my website. I'm excited about it. Winstonee.com. I revamped it. It's all brand new now. Sign up for my newsletter on there, so that way you can get updated through emails about every post that I make, and on YouTube or on the website. Visit my Amazon store, which I'll have all the products on there that I talk about. If you guys are looking for moisturizers or shampoos or conditioners to use to grow those hairlines back, you guys can look at that if you want to buy it online and you don't want to go in the store and get it. That's it for this week's video. I will see you guys next week with a brand new video.